Hello there and welcome to my channel. We're finally there, harvesting season. I'm going to start with harvesting this TN90 variety. This is much lower this year than it was the previous year, but as you can see here the leaves are mature. Now you can see on the leaves when they start to ripe or when they're ready to be harvested. They're kind of bubbly and they're losing their green color. Tobacco plants mature from the bottom up, so I can't harvest all the leaves on all the plants right now. But this TN90 variety is ready for at least a few leaves on each plant to be harvested. Let's get to it. I haven't added a seed bag to the TN90 variety yet, so I'm going to do that as well. First I'm going to remove the flowers that has opened, so I don't get any cross-pollinated ones. Don't worry about removing a few flowers here and there, you will have so many flowers. But I'm taking the best looking plant of this variety, which is this one, and as I did with the other ones, put a bag over it to save some seeds for next year. I'm not sure that I'm gonna grow this variety next year because it didn't turn out this good this year as it did previous year. Maybe it's the placement, or maybe it's the weather or some other factors, I don't know. I'm gonna save some seeds anyway. Now as you can see on these other varieties, they're filled with flowers and they're still tight here, so no bugs can get in. And every seed capsule is going to contain about 1,000 seeds or something, so there will be more than enough for next season. Now when it comes to harvesting tobacco, the leaves contain nicotine, so if you're handling the leaves a lot or a lot of leaves at the same time, I recommend using some gloves so you don't get nicotine fever, and that's what I'm going to do. Let's get to it. Now when it comes to the bottom leaves, they're very yellowy, or they're very mature now, so all I'm doing is just getting a firm grip and breaking them off close to the stem, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm gonna make snus out of this tobacco, or most of it. I'm gonna make a few cigars as well, but as you can see there's a lot of sand and dirt, and for the ones that it's gonna end up being snus, I'm gonna rinse it with water, because it's not very nice to get sand grains in your mouth when you're snoozing it. So let's continue. I'm starting on this side so I know which leaves are which plant has been harvested, and I just keep them like this in a pile in my hand. This is a very small plant, I don't know if you can see it from there, but this is very low. These were 3 times the height last year, which is why I grew them this year, but they didn't turn out this good this year. I'm harvesting about 2 or 3 leaves from each plant. It depends on how far they've come. Here's the first pile, around, I think I harvested 3 plants over there, the smallest ones of this variety. This is like a third of each plant, so we're gonna get a lot more. Let's continue. Removing the tops as I go. So this is a sand leaf. It's the lowest one. It's fine for snus, but I don't know if you smoke it. And as you can see down here, we still have fertilizer from like 4 weeks ago, so maybe 5. I don't really know. So they've got the food that they needed, and then some. Now this leaf here on the backside is also mature. See, you get a nice cut here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a nice cut. This leaf is it's a bit bubbly, and also it started to turn yellow on the outside here. So this is fine for harvest. If you harvest the leaves too early, it's much harder to cure them. This one you could harvest this one if you're in a rush, but I'm not, so I'm gonna let it sit there. These ones I don't keep, they're way overdue. Also a nice looking leaf, very good for harvest, sand leaf. It's gonna go in the cheap pile. I like to harvest the leaves on a cloudy day, preferably after a rainy day, because that's when the leaves are as stiff as possible. Easier to harvest and clean them when they're stiff. Now, I've seen some people harvesting the whole plant and hanging it upside down and let the leaves mature as they go, but I think it's going to be too hard to wash the leaves when you do it like that. I tried on a few plants last year, but it was hard to clean them. Last year I was using a brush to brush off all the sand, but it didn't turn out that good. So this year I'm washing them. This is today's harvest. Let's rinse them off. Now when it comes to rinsing, I just rinse them like this. I don't think there is an easier way, but some people say you shouldn't rinse the tobacco or wash it because for some reason. I'm gonna try to do it this year. Much faster than brushing it off. It took a few leaves, but now I've refined the technique that I'm using. I start with rinsing the leaf on the ground here, and then I pull it up against the chair and do the other side, like this. And then I put it in the pile. As you can see here on the leaf, there is a lot of dirt, sand and debris. I don't want that in my snus, and last year I brushed it off with a brush. It took forever. Some people say that this will fall off when the leaf dries completely, but that didn't happen to me. So this year I'm rinsing them to get them as clean as possible. That was the last leaf. Now let's take them inside. That's a nice pile of leaves for the first harvest this year. Well, looking at the plants, it's this row here. You can barely see that I've taken any leaves from them, so we still have a lot more leaves to harvest. But that is for another day. In my basement I have these hooks screwed into the ceiling, 11 in a row, and on the other side I also have hooks. So I'm gonna hang them like this, from hook to hook. So this is plastic coated metal wire. When it comes to tobacco, the curing part is the same for snus and cigars. So the mission now is to get the leaf to dry, but not too fast and not too slow. If it dries too fast, the leaves is gonna dry green, and we don't want that. And if it dries too slow, it means it's too humid, and then there is a risk for mold. So and we don't want that. So not too fast and not too slow. And all I do now is just press the wire through the main stem here. like this. And I put them back to back and front to front. So next leaf is gonna be back to back like this. So I put it like this. And that was the last leaf. Now let's hang them. Now the leaves are very wet, so I'm gonna have to try to separate them so they are not hanging as close to each other as they are now. Now that the leaves are hanging like this, I decided to put this fan here to try to dry them a bit, because they're really wet after I rinsed them. So I'm gonna keep this on for a few hours, and then I'm gonna turn it off. And that was the first harvest of the year. Next time I'm gonna build something outside so I can hang the leaves to drip a bit before I bring them in. Because it's getting really wet on the floor, and I'm wiping here constantly. You live and you learn, right? So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.